both with a moral to them. There were three brothers out in Turkey. They were fishermen. They used to go out every night fishing on the Bosphorus. Well, out there it's very warm during the day, but at night the temperature dips right down. Sometimes they have hard frost. And they used to go out in their boat, which was like a sort of dhow, but they were called caiques. I think you spell it C-A-I-Q-U-E. Anyway, that don't matter. They used to go out in their caique for night time fishing. And they used to get very cold. And so they decided to get a wood-burning stove to take with them. Well, their names were Ab, who was a bright one, he was a business one. Then there was Abdul, he was ordinary. And then there was Abdullah, who was as thick as a short plank. And they gave the job of looking after the wood-burning stove to Abdullah, the thick one. Well, they went out on the first night, and as soon as it started to get cold, Ab said, you better get that fire going, you know. But unfortunately, Abdullah had forgot to put the fuel on, so they got no timber. So they started looking around. They found a few bits of the boat that they could do without. A few spars here, a marline spike, an old broken oar. And they put in the fire. They were all very warm and everything was all right. But of course it didn't last long. They very soon ran out of fuel, so they took another bit. Then they took the wheel of the ship and just left a bit in the middle to steer it by. Then they took a bit off the mast, and they went on all night, and their desire to keep warm was more than the boat was worth, really. So they stripped the boat down, and eventually there was only this wood-burning stove left more or less on the keel. And Abdullah ripped the keel up to try to put it in the wood-burning stove, and it sank along with the three brothers. And unfortunately they were all drowned. And the moral of this story is, you can't have your caique and heat it. Another one with a moral is, somewhere in Bechuanaland or Botswana, there was a little kingdom that was ruled by an old-fashioned African king. He'd got his head man to guide him, but he didn't like change, and he'd been ruling this little country for quite a while. He lived in a hut which was made out of a few timbers and woven grass roof, and he sat there on a throne of solid oak which weighed half a ton, and it was their rule every year that the king got weighed, and the people donated stuff that they got, bits of gold, silver and stuff like that, and put it on the opposite scale. If the scale with the goods that he collected went down and he went up, everything was all right. But if it went the other way, he put a tax on them, so he was getting his money in anyway. And he'd been doing this for years, they've been weighing him. And people realised that it's better to donate stuff, you know, if they got a few spare gold coins or anything, put them in, rather than have a tax imposed on them. And over the years, he got very wealthy. And his head man said to him, you know, you shouldn't be sitting in that old oak throne. Why don't you get a golden one? You can afford it, you've got stacks of money, you don't spend anything. and there's money coming in all the time. And he said, "Now I like my wooden throne." And then the headman explained to him that if you had a golden throne, people would come to see him sitting there on his golden throne. It would bring wealth into the country, and he thinks he ought to do it. And he said, "Well, I'm not going to get rid of this oak throne." He said, "My father and his father before him sat on this throne, and they never thought about having a golden throne." And anyway, eventually the headman decided, well, put it to him that he ought to get rid of this oak throne and have a golden one installed, which was done. But the king was very, very uptight about it. He said, "I'm not getting rid of this." And so he was so determined, they decided to keep the old oak throne, and they stowed it up in the rafters and covered it up with a bit of grass and one thing and another. And that's where it stayed for some time. But unfortunately, the king, who was sitting on his golden throne, heard a creaking, and suddenly this wooden throne was stowed up in the rafters of his hut, came down, hit him and squashed him flat. And the moral of this story is, people who live in grass houses shouldn't stow thrones.
Oh.